good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. How are you doing today? Please confirm you can hear me loud and clear and you can also see my screen. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear and you can also see my screen. You're welcome to today's live stream. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good morning, Ebuka. How has been trading this week? My week has been great. This week has been great. How has it been? How has it been this week? Good morning, Mr. Adebayo. Good morning, Raphael. Okay. If you have any question, anything you want me to analyze, please drop it in the comments section. Drop it in the comment section. If there's anything you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. So let's start by looking at the calendar. Today, unemployment, US unemployment claims will be released by 1:30 p.m. 1:30. The previous is 2:33, and the forecast is 2:36. Okay. So they're expecting increase, okay, to 36 to increase from 233 to 236. So wait for the actual data to be released. Okay, that's by 1:30 p.m. So let's go to the chart. We'll start by looking at dollar index. So dollar index, like I told you, my bias for the week is bullish. But I was hoping that dollar would pull back to this um, discount area. Okay, my expectation was that dollar index will come fill this fair value gap. That was my expectation, but this gap has not been filled. Now, okay, let me start with the daily time frame. So that was my expectation that the dollar will come, fill the fair value gap I just identified on 4-hour time frame before going bullish. Okay. Um, let's go down to 4-hour now. Now, what do we have on 4-hour? We have, you can see the pattern we have here is a bullish reversal pattern. You can see we had an hammer, then the next candlestick closed as an inverted hammer. And if you go back here, you see we have this fair value gap here. You can see we have this fair value gap at this point. Could it be that price just pulled back to fill this fair value gap? The market is currently trading above the high of that fair value gap. Okay, but let's go down to 1 hour. Let's see reason why it broke out from this fair value gap on 4-hour. Most likely there's a fair value gap on 1 hour or 15 minutes. So you can see on 1 hour we had this fair value gap on 1 hour. That could be the reason price broke out from the fair value gap on 4-hour. So we had this fair value gap, and as you can see, the market is trading above that fair value gap. Okay. If not for the major news, that we are expecting, I, I, I would have concluded that US dollar is set for buy. Okay, but I would patiently wait for the news to be released. Okay, I'll patiently wait for the news to be released to see if price will come retest this zone before continuing with its bullish move. Okay, so for today, I'm looking for buys on the dollar. My bias for dollar today is bullish. Well, I think I'll patiently wait for the news to be released. Okay, so it's either price pulls back to fill this fair value gap, Price could pull back to fill this fair value gap. This would be a very good zone to buy. This would be a very good zone to buy dollar. But if it doesn't pull back to that zone, okay. So my bias is buy for dollar. I'll consider buying from this zone. If price breaks out from this zone, then it's likely going to come fill this fair value gap. So these are the two areas I will be considering buying the dollar. I hope that is clear. That is my bias for the dollar. I'm bullish on the dollar. I am bullish on the dollar. So let's see yen basket. Yen basket. Let's start with the daily time frame. Yesterday closed as an hammer. It closed as an hammer, and let's go down to 4 hour, 1 hour. So it created fair value gaps. So it's likely dollar index, sorry, the yen basket is likely going to come fill this fair value gap, which is at the discount area. This would be a good area to consider, buying yen. But at the moment, it is bearish. Yen is bearish at the moment. This would be a good area to consider buying yen. Okay, it is bearish at the moment. 1 hour is bearish. 4 hour is bearish. 4 hour is bearish. There is rejection at the moment because price just filled this fair value gap. This is what is holding the price at the moment. This fair value gap on 4 hour. So if price successfully breaks out from this 4 hour fair value gap, then it's coming to fill this fair value gap. So at the moment, yen basket is bearish. Yen basket is bearish. Okay. If you want to buy yen, wait for price to come fill this fair value gap before you buy yen. But at the moment, yen is bearish. I hope that is clear. So let's look at currency pairs GBP USD. So GBP USD, I would say it's been in a range for some days now. GBP USD has been in a range. Okay, but based on what we have on the daily, let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, so this is what we had on the daily time frame, and based on this pattern, I shared with you guys that we should look for buys on GBP USD yesterday, but I expected this move to play out yesterday. I was hoping that price will come through this fair value gap. Okay, that was my expectation. Price will come through this fair value gap. But as it is now, that has not been achieved, as you can see. So let's go down to 4 hour. Let's see what's happening on 4 hour. Let's see. So you can see on 4 hour. Now on 4 hour, we have this fair value gap here on 4 hour. And from the pattern we have here, the bearish momentum, or the bullish momentum, the bullish momentum has been weak, kind of. So here we have this this fair value gap on 4 hour, and you can see price has tested that level at least 2 times. You can see, so this level is acting as a resistance on GBP USD. That makes me feel GBP USD is likely going to sell. That makes me feel that GBP USD is likely going to sell, and if it sells, it's likely going to come sweep the liquidity residing at this low. You would agree with me that a lot of retail traders would have expected buy, and their stop losses will be residing at this previous low. So if GBP/USD starts selling, if it goes bearish, then there's a high probability it's coming to this low. There's a high probability it's coming for this low. Okay, so the previous 4-hour candle closed as a shooting star. As you can see, it closed as a shooting star. And let's go down to 1 hour. Let's see the pattern. I think we have a shooting star also. Okay, so you can see on 1 hour we have a spinning top and a bearish candlestick. You can see this is what we had on 1 hour time frame. Let me see 15 minutes. Okay, so this is what we had on 15 minutes time frame. The fact that the market is trading below the low of this candle, it's an indication that there is more supply than demand. Okay, so based on what we have on 15 minutes, 1 hour, and 4-hour time frame, I think GBP/USD is going to sell. I think GBP/USD is going to sell today. Okay, so it created this high here, this doji. Okay, so I believe they might want to come and sweep the liquidity residing at this high before going bearish. So this would be a good area to consider selling if you want to sell. And if you go down to lower time frame, let's say one minute time frame, I'm sure there's a fair value gap here. This fair value gap. Now this pullback here, I think was used to fill this fair value gap. There's a tiny fair value gap here. I think that's the reason for this pullback. And most retail traders that have executed sell and their stop losses will be residing at this previous high. So they might want to hunt for their stop losses before going bearish. So I would love to see GBP/USD come clear the liquidity residing at this previous high. After sweeping the liquidity, I'll wait for a bearish reversal pattern to form before going bearish on GBP/USD. And if GBP/USD breaks out from this resistance, we could see more buys on GBP/USD. Okay, but at the moment, I think GBP/USD is bearish. What do you think, guys? What do you think? I think GBP/USD is bearish. What do you think, guys? GBP/USD. So that's my take on GBP/USD. Okay, that's my take on GBP/USD. See, you can see on 1 hour time frame, it took how many candles? How many candles do we have here for price to drop to this level? Now see how long it has taken the buyers to fill this fair value gap. You can see that's to tell you that the bullish momentum is not too strong, it's poor. You can see it has taken several candlesticks for them to put price back up to this area. You can see. Well, look at the move here, this impulse move. You can see. Let's see. So this is telling me that the bullish momentum is weak. Is weak. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. If you're yet to give the video a thumbs up, please do so that others can get to see this video. And if it is your first time joining the live stream, please do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Ensure you are subscribed to the channel. Okay, so that's my take on GBP/USD. Let's move to the next pair. Which pair do you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see Euro USD. We should have similar pattern on Euro USD. Okay, so let's start with the daily. So you can see Euro USD. Euro USD. We had, okay, this Euro USD, this was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so on Tuesday, after the close of this candle, and I believe this pullback was to fill a fair value gap that was created at this point. Let's confirm that on 4 hour. Okay. So you can see we had this fair value gap on 4 hour. So that pullback could be to fill this fair value gap on 4 hour. And after that gap got filled, what pattern do we have? What pattern formed? after the gap got filled at this point, or let me go down to, it's likely there's a fair value gap above this on above the 4 hour. So let's go to 1 hour. So on 1 hour, you can see we had a fair value gap here. You can see the fair value gap. That could be the reason for the pullback. You can see that price filled that fair value gap, and there's been strong rejection from that fair value gap. You can see we had a strong rejection from that fair value gap. So let's look at 4 hour. Okay, good. So you can see 4 hour candle. What we had here is a bearish pattern, bearish candle. Okay, so after the formation of this pattern, let's go down to 1 hour. Let's see. So we had bearish reversal pattern on 1 hour. Then you see that we had a bearish reversal pattern, and let's go down to 15 minutes. On 15 minutes, so you can see what we had on 15 minutes. This is a bearish reversal pattern on 15 minutes. And the fact that the market is trading below the low of this candle indicates that there are more supplies than demand. Okay, so here we had a fair value gap that was created on a 15 minutes time frame. Okay, we had a fair value gap that was created here. Price came, filled this gap at this point. So I see the high of this candle. I see the high of this candle as a trap, as an area of liquidity that they are likely going to go sweep before going bearish. So this would be a good area. If you want to sell, I would advise you guys to pull back to this zone or this zone. These are the two areas you should be looking for a setup to sell GBP, sorry, Euro USD. Okay, it's 19 past 10. The major news will be released by 1:30. So you might want to wait for the news to be released before you take a trade. Okay, so that's my take on Euro USD. USD card, that's from Ebuka USD card. Okay, let's look at USD card. Let's see USD card, USD card. USD card. So let me start with the daily time frame. So today, I would have loved to see USD card come fill this fair value gap in by the daily pattern. Okay, I would have loved to see it pull back to fill this fair value gap on the daily time frame. Okay. Okay, so yesterday candle, you can see it was bullish yesterday, but towards the end of the day, sellers came in and pushed the price down. Let's go down to 4 hour. So you can see on 4 hour we had a bearish reversal pattern on a 4 hour time frame. This is a bearish reversal pattern we had on the shooting star. We had what looks like a spine top, bullish, and the next candlestick closed bearish. So this is a bearish reversal pattern, and I think USD card is coming for the liquidity residing at this place low. So this would be a good area to consider buying USD card. Okay, but at the moment USD card is bearish, and it might come fill this fair value gap before going bullish. Okay, so that's my take on USD card. I'm looking for buys, but at the moment it is bearish. It is bearish at the moment, but I'm interested in buying USD card, and if I'm going to buy, I want to ensure that price fills this fair value gap before taking a buy. But right now it is bearish right now. I hope that is clear, Buka. It is bearish at the moment right now. Let's see 1 hour. It's bearish at the moment right now. Okay. It is bearish at the moment. I hope that is clear. That's my take on USD card. I've analyzed Euro USD, USD JPY, GBP card, USD JPY. So Abdullah would only analyze USD JPY, USD JPY, okay? And that's because USD JPY I think is positively correlated with Euro JPY. 70% of the time, if USD JPY is bearish, Euro JPY also will be bearish. Okay, 60 to 70% of the time. Okay, so let's look at USD JPY. USD JPY. Okay, so yesterday candle closed as a shooting star, which indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. From bullish to bearish. So going by how yesterday candle closed, one should consider selling USD JPY. Okay, but I think it's created a fair value gap. Let's see. Okay, so I think it's created a fair value gap. Let's see 1 hour. Okay, so we have this fair value gap on USD JPY. We have this. Okay, have this fair value gap. So then by how yesterday candle closed, one should go bearish, but as you can see, the price started dropping on what's it called, USDJPY. So I wouldn't advise that you sell from the current market price. I would not advise. If you want to sell, you need to wait for price to pull back to premium. And I think at the premium here we have. So if I'm going to take any trade on yen, it has to be buy. Okay. I would only consider selling if price pulls back to a premium area. If you apply your Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, this would be a premium area, not this. This should be like equilibrium. So this would be a good area to consider selling on USD JPY. Okay, so if I want to take a buy trade on USD JPY, I want to see price pull back to this zone. This will be my buy zone. Okay, this will be my demand area. This will be my demand area. And if I want to sell, this would be the area I will be considering selling. I hope that is clear. But based on what we have on 4 hour, I think USDJPY is likely going to buy based on what we have on 4 hour time frame. Let's see 1 hour. Okay, so you can see here we had bullish reversal pattern. This is a spinning bottom, a bullish spinning bottom, which indicates change in trend from bearish to bullish. Okay, so I think I would prefer going for buy on USDJPY, but price needs to pump through this fair value gap before going bullish on USD JPY. Going by the day, it is bearish, but this is not the right time and the good price to sell. Okay, it is bearish based on how yesterday candle closed. But if today's candle closes as an hammer, okay, if it closes as an hammer, if it closes as a bullish reversal pattern, then you should be looking for buys on USDJPY tomorrow. If today's candle closes bullish, closes as a bullish pattern, hammer or doji or spinning bottom, then you should be considering buying USDJPY tomorrow. Okay. Gold. Okay, we'll look at gold in a few minutes. Yes, in some cases you have to check, you have to identify all the fair value gaps on all the time frame. Possibly you can, sometimes you have to go down to 1 minute to identify all the fair value gaps. And the reason you are doing that is to know the best level or best price to use as your stop loss. Identify all the fair value gaps on those time frame, and your stop loss must be above. If you are considering selling, your stop loss must be above those fair value gaps. If you are considering buying, identify all the fair value gaps down to 1 minute time frame, and ensure that if you are taking any trade, your stop loss must be below those fair value gaps. Okay. So that's USJPY GBP card. Let's see GBP card. GBP card. Okay, so this is a sell on GBP card. You can see what we have. This is daily time frame. Okay, this is daily time frame. This is a sell. This is what I think this is a sell. Okay, this is a sell. Oh wait, let me look at this is on daily. Let me see the weekly. So going by the weekly, liquidity that was residing at this previous high was cleared. Okay, the liquidity residing at this previous high was cleared. Then we'll go down to the, so we have this pattern here. This is a bearish reversal pattern, engulfing pattern. Okay, this is an engulfing pattern. Okay, let's see for our, okay, so it's a sell. You can see the bullish momentum has been weak, right? You can see it's been weak. For I will prefer selling at this zone, which is at a premium area. This is where I think it would be best to risk selling. Okay, it's not be wise to sell at this point. This is where price started dropping. It even started at this point. You can see we had an engulfing pattern here. If you had missed this first move, you had another opportunity. This was the second opportunity to join the trade to sell, and you had the third opportunity after this retracement before this massive drop. Okay, so if I want to take a trade on GBP card, it will be a sell. It will be a sell, but I'd love to see the price pull back to fill this fair value gap before going bearish on GBP card. Okay, so that's my take on GBP card. That's my take on GBP card. It's a sell. Now let's see after the close of yesterday candle. Let me confirm something. Okay, after the close of yesterday candle, let's go to 4 hour. So on 4 hour, we have this pattern. This is a sell pattern on 4 hour. Okay, this is a sell pattern on 4 hour. Let's go to 1 hour. Okay, so this is a sell pattern. Those of you in the VIP community, you know the reason for this. Okay, so this is a sell. This is a sell pattern. This is a sell pattern. Okay, so I think price just pulled back this morning to sweep deciding at this previous high. That has been achieved. So this is a sell on G card. G card is bearish. So I think a fair value gap was also created here. Let's see if that gap has been filled. So what I see here is a sell on G card. Okay, it's a sell. What I see here is a sell. Let's go to 5 minutes. There's a fair value gap here. So you can see this fair value gap. Can you see this fair value gap? So they might want to come fill this fair value gap. So it means that if I'm taking the trade on G card, my stop loss must be above this fair value gap. My stop loss must be above this fair value gap. Okay, so it's bearish. G card is bearish. G card is bearish. So if I want to risk taking this trade, if I'm entering from this point, this is 8605. 8605. My stop loss will be at this level, this high. That's 8638. That's about 33 pips. My stop loss will be at this level, and my first target will be this low. This low. This will be my first target. This is 1 hour time frame. I'm sure if you go down to 15 minutes, it's likely there's a fair value gap below this low. Okay, we even have here, there's a fair value gap here. So first thing, they want to sweep the liquidity residing at this previous low, then fill this fair value gap. But let's go down to 15 minutes. Let's see if they see a fair value gap below. They might want to fill. So you can see this fair value gap. This will be my target. This fair value gap. This will be my target. So if you want to sell, you can sell to this zone. You can sell to that zone. I think that risk reward is worth it. Yeah, the risk reward is worth it. You are risking 30 something pips and you are aiming for, this is 8556. That's about 50 pips. Yeah, 30 to make 50 pips. That's a good risk reward. Okay, so that's my take. Any question, any question, any question? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Mr. Adebayo, I hope I answered your question. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? Let me know. Okay, let's just look at Euro JPY. Let's just see Euro JPY. Euro JPY. Start with the daily. If today's candle is bullish, then we should look for buys on Euro JPY tomorrow. If today's candle closes bullish, but based on how the candle closed yesterday, this looked like a shooting star. Do not valid because the wick above it, or we can call this a spinning top. So after the close of yesterday candle, what pattern do we have on 4 hour? Oh, good. This is 4 hours. So if you want to sell Euro JPY, wait for price to pull back. This is a sell setup. Wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap before you take a trade. Before you take a trade. That's my take. It's a sell. It's a sell, but wait for price to pull back to the before you take a trade. Okay, so it's a sell. It's a sell. This is a sell. But wait for price to pull back to this zone before you take a sell trade. Before you take a sell trade. So we had this on 4 hour. Let me go back to 1 hour. So you can see on 1 hour, this is a bullish pattern. 4 hours, so looks bullish. So if you want to buy, you want to wait for price to fill this fair value gap on 4 hours before you consider buying. Look for sales at this zone. So if you are buying from this zone, you are aiming for this fair value gap, which is at a premium area. You can see this fair value gap on 15 minutes. You should target this area if you want to buy. And if you want to sell, wait for price to get to this zone before you sell. That is my take on Euro JPY. Are you asking a question, Mr. Adebayo? Yes, sir. And let's go for gold. You mean I should analyze gold? Okay, I haven't analyzed gold. Okay, a few minutes. I thought I've analyzed gold. Okay, let me few minutes. Gold. What's your take on gold, Mr. Atonda? What's your take on gold? Guys, based on how yesterday candle closed, what's your take on gold? What's your take on gold? Based on how yesterday candle closed. Wow. So yesterday candle, this was yesterday candle. I caught this buy on gold yesterday. Gold was nice to me yesterday. Gold was nice to me. I caught this move, the buy. So after the close of yesterday candle, let's see what we had on 4-hour time frame. So you can see what we have here. Okay, cool. So this is buy, right? Based on how yesterday candle closed, it is buy, but you sure don't want to buy from this price. you sure don't want to buy from this price. As you can see, if you apply your Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, price is currently at a premium area. So you don't want to buy at a premium area. You cannot buy from the current market price. Probably there's a fair value gap here. The fair value gap was created here that price has failed. Let's go 1 hour time frame. So you can see on 1 hour time frame, we had this fair value gap on 1 hour time frame. I think there's a fair value gap here. Yeah, you can see. So that could be the reason for the pullback. You can see this is the fair value gap. Okay, this was on the 8th of July. 8th of July, it created the fair value gap here. That was 2 days ago. Created the fair value gap here, and price has there was the first attempt here to fill this fair value gap. Okay, and this high, this first attempt created a liquidity, which is the high of this candle. Most retail traders would have executed sell after this engulfing pattern. And where would they have their stop loss? Their stop loss will be residing at the high of this candle. And as you can see, they've swept that liquidity. You can see they've swept that liquidity. Guys, you can go ahead and take a sell trade on gold. Okay, you can take a sell trade on gold. Okay, the first target, you can target this. Please apply proper money management, please. Don't say because this signal is coming from me, you just over leverage. You go all in. No, 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 no. Okay, so this is a sell. If the current 1 hour candle closes bearish, you don't have to even wait. Let me see 15 minutes. You can see what we have on 15 minutes. So you could just wait for 15 minutes candle or patiently wait for 1 hour candle to close below this fair value gap. You can see 15 minutes has given us a shooting star, confirming the sell on gold. So this is a sell on gold. And if you are selling gold from this point, shoot for this zone. Shoot for this zone. Then your stop loss, I always use not less than 100 pips on gold because of its volatility. Gold volatility is very high. I would have said set your stop loss at this level, which will be less than that should be about 60, yeah, 60 something pips, or set your stop loss several pips above this high, 30, 40 pips. So your stop loss should be between 80 to 100 pips. Okay, 100 pips. Then if you are risking 100, I think from this point to this point is about 300 pips. No, this is about 240. Yeah, it's about 240 pips. So you are risking 100 for 240 pips. That's a good risk reward. That's a good risk reward. So gold is set for sell, guys. Gold is set for sell. Gold is set for sell. Gold is set for sell. Mr. Tonda, you are bullish on gold. Yes, gold is bullish, but this won't be the right time to buy gold. You can see where price start going up with doji here. You should have bought gold after this doji or after the formation of this bullish candle. You should have bought gold. So if you didn't buy gold from this point, tell me why you want to buy from this point. Okay, so if you are considering buying, you should wait for price to pull back to a discount area. If you apply your Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high, price is at premium. So we want to see price pull back to discount before we buy. We don't buy at premium area. Buying at premium area is at a very high risk. Is at a very high risk. So you want to wait for price to pull back to a discount area before buying. I hope that is clear, Mr. Atonda. Confirm you understand me, Mr. Atonda. I'm not saying your bias is wrong, but you need to wait for price to pull back. You need to wait for price to pull back to a discount area before you. Okay, long time. Okay. Yeah, long time is bullish. Long time. I agree with you on that. Gold is for several years now. For several years, gold has been bullish. Okay, gold has been bullish for several years. Let me see. Here's gold. Okay, if you check the monthly, let's work with the monthly time frame. You can see gold has been bullish for years. You can see gold has been bullish, and also considering the uncertainty, the ongoing war in different nations. You know, at this time, most investors will prefer to invest on gold. They will prefer investing on gold than to invest in currencies. So gold at the moment is long term is bullish. Is bullish. Every sales you see on gold is like a retracement. Every sell is like a retracement. But long term, gold is bullish. Gold is bullish. You have any question? Any question? Is there any other instruments? I think I've attended to all your requests. Do you have any question or you have any other instrument you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Any question? Any question? So it appears there are no questions. It appears there are no questions. So that will be all for today's session. I appreciate you for your participation. Ebuka, Stadebayo, Raphael, Abdul, Clement. I appreciate you all for your participation and I wish you all a wonderful and a profitable trading day. Bye for now.